G'day, we're going to take a drive around the Karara Rangeland Park. Now Karara is located east of Perth, west of Painsvine and south-ish of Yalgoo and Mullawar. Karara is made up of 6 former pastoral leases, and they are Karara, Thundalara and our first stop is Camel Soak, which is pretty much a hole in a large granite rock. Camel Soak played an important part when they were building the vermin-proof fence number 2 as a water source. I'll tell you a little bit about the vermin-proof fence, which is now referred to as the state barrier fence. Way back when the East Coast was first settled, some bright spark with lots of money decided to import some rabbits. Thought it'd be fun to hunt rabbits on his estate. Well, the rabbits were eventually released or escaped and bred like rabbits and started heading west towards Western Australia. In 1901, the state government decided to build a vermin-proof fence, rabbit fence, now known as a state barrier fence, from the south coast near Starvation Bay, right to the north, right through West Australia to a place called Cape Haroidran, a fence to keep the rabbits out. However, they started building in 1901. However, in 1902, rabbits were detected on the west side of the rabbit-proof fence. That is, on the wrong side. So they started building rabbit-proof fence number 2, further to the west. And part of that fence runs through Karara Rangeland Park. This is a section of the state barrier fence. It has wire netting down low, sunk into the ground to keep the rabbits out. The combined length of the 3 state barrier fences adds up to around 3,200 k's. The longest section, fence number 1, is around 1,800 k's long. We've travelled north from Camel Soak to Dampier Research Station. Dampier Research Station was established in 1929 by the Department of Agriculture to experiment with different strains of wheat. Dampier Research Station is 10,600 acres and located 29 miles east of Perth. The research station closed around 1940. 3 houses here at Dampier, probably had 3 families working the farm back in its day. They're all similar construction, concrete block, looks like corrugated iron roofs, all got a nice big fireplace. It does get cold here in winter, even though at the moment it's rather warm. And the flies are very friendly. We did have not problems, but it's not that easy to find the remains of the Dampier homes. They are east of the Rothsay Perth Road. There's no signage. We missed the turn off the first time. So if you come out this way, be cautious, careful, because we missed the turn. We're continuing our journey through the Karara Rangeland Park, and we are now in the vicinity of the old town site of Rothsay. However, we can't get to the actual site because there appears to be current mining activity. Gold was discovered in 1894. By 1898 the population was 140, and in its heyday the population reached 500. After the town's heyday it fell into decline, but was reopened in 1932 and mining activity resumed. We are at the cemetery, and there appears to be 7 lonely graves at the Rothsay Cemetery. Tonight we're camping on the veranda at the old Warrior Door homestead. Very nice homestead. It's slowly being renovated by the Track Care Group, doing a wonderful job. The homestead is very large, lots of rooms, a kitchen, or what was the kitchen, plus the shearing quarters a few hundred metres away, and even a hand water pump, but the water is not drinkable. We had a very pleasant night last night here at the Warrior Dar. It makes a big difference if you have a floor and a roof over your head. Barbecue, steak and salad for dinner, which was wonderful, wonderful. Having water, the hand pump for water makes life very pleasant. You can get up and have a bit of a splash in the morning. And today we're heading further north to Fields Fine Ghost Town, and then we'll pass through the old homestead of Thundalara on our way to Yalgoo. Our next stop is at Fields Find, which is on the Paynes Find Yalgoo Road, 50 k's out of Paynes Find. The goldfields here were active between the 1890s and 1930s. Not much left apart from the cemetery, which looks like it has 10, maybe 11 graves. Unfortunately, 4 of the graves here are as a result of a mine explosion. 4 of the miners set a charge, moved to a safe location, and something went wrong and the mine blew up. The only remains of Fields Find I can find are the bits and pieces from the mining activity. This is Melilla, one of the campgrounds in the Karara Rangeland National Park between Fields Find and Thundalara. There doesn't appear to be any facilities here, or we missed them, so I'm guessing there aren't any. We're now at Thundalara Station, which is a very significant establishment. A few houses, they even have accommodation here. Shearers, big shearing shed, old tanks, mills, lots of palms along the creek. Apparently there's turtles in the creek, white cockatoos everywhere. Fascinating place. We're going to take a look around. So, as I said, the shearer drags his sheep out, shears his sheep, tosses the sheep back down the chute. The rouseabout, the guy picks up the fleece, comes over to the table, flicks the fleece on. Another guy, I saw this on Sunday too far away, another guy sorts it and tosses the fleece into the appropriate good, bad, medium, micron, some system they have, and then the same guy or another guy gets the fleece, takes it over to the press over here, drops it into the press, it gets squashed down. A bale of wool weighs a minimum of 120 kilos, I think, and on today's standard, that is worth around 2,000, depends on the quality. Now, back when Thundalara was operating, now I hope I've got the right station there, in one 16-month period, they sheared enough sheep to get enough bales to make, on today's money, over $700,000 on today's money. This is a great shed. And just out here is a diesel motor which would have driven pulleys to drive all the shearers' shears. Shearing life is a hard life. Now it might have changed now, but they used to work a 7:30 to 5:30 day, 7:30 to 9:30, half hour for morning tea and feed, 2 hours work, stop for lunch for an hour, 2 hours work, afternoon tea, and you're bending over all day. It's hard work, so you need plenty of good tucker, and this is what this massive big table is for: morning teas, lunches. They get looked after, but they work hard. We continued north from Thundalara homestead until we hit the bitumen at Yalgoo, and our journey is going to take us further west towards Mullawall. This is the old Yalgoo railway station. It's now the grandstand for the local racetrack. The railways and the goldfield and the gold rush days, fascinating story. For more information, have a look at some of my earlier YouTubes. This is Warraga Siding, 54 k's east of Yalgoo. Built in 1897 when the railway was pushed from Geraldton to Mullawall, to Yalgoo, to Mount Magnet, and eventually onto Kew. There was a station master's residence here, a stone building, and there was also a hotel here that operated until 1969. The main reason the hotel closed was because the road was rerouted and there was no passing traffic. Another siding on the railway line between Mullawall and Mount Magnet. This is Pindar, just east of Mullawall. The doors to this hotel closed in 1975. I'm at the gate of the Christian Brothers Agricultural School, located northeast of Hardman and southeast of Mullawall. It operated between 1928 and 2009 with the intention of training boys, usually orphans, sometimes immigrants, how to work on a farm. It operated between 1928 and 2009, and then it was closed. There's some magnificent buildings in there, but it's all boarded up, security cameras, padlocks, beware of dogs, all sorts. And it's a shame, you can't get in to have a look.